This is day 2. Day 1s and 2 were not consecutive. I had a day in between. I'm hoping today to get the valence down, so I'm gonna start working on that. While in between filming between the last video and today, I took down a little bit more of this fiberboard over here to see what's behind it. So it's just this strapping 1x2, I guess 1x2 inches, a little bit of what's this called? Shim. And this black, thick black paper, I'm not sure what this is. I really have no idea. It's cold. This is about 14 degrees. I don't have my laser thermometer, but I measured it earlier. It's about 14 degrees. I think it's about 0 or 1 outside. So there is, I guess, some sort of insulation value between here and the outside wall. So this is, it's not cinder block. I was wrong. This is. Let me bring the camera over. So it's not cinder block. It seems to be some sort of coating, maybe some sort of renderer on top of cinder block. I don't know. It's, you know, when you, like, it's cold, you know, not cold, like I said, about 14, noticeably cold. This feels wet, but I don't know. Like, maybe it's just cold and it feels wet because it's cold. Like, there's no feeling of, like, there's no water or anything. Like, when I squeeze this, it doesn't feel like it's, you know, there's any residue here. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna set this thing back on the tripod here. All right. So I was doing some more research, and I was wrong about code. I actually have to go up to R24, not R22. So in that case, what I'm going to have to do is use the thicker foam insulation, the 2-inch XPS code board by Owens Corning, to get me R10, and then R14 in front of that with Roxol, and that'll give me the R24. The code board will provide both air and vapor insulation, or barrier, sorry. So that'll cover that piece. Now, there was some comments back and forth after the first video with some another friend of mine who had actually done huge home renovations, like insane amount of work. And we're talking basically about what we should do for this and where the vapor barrier should go. So I did some research. I'll put some links in the video. Building Sciences, a couple of YouTube renovators. Most of them tend to be down in the States, so like one of them's from Texas, so that's not really that's useless for us up here. But the foam board, there was actually a guy out in Manitoba, so their winters are way more brutal than ours over here in Southern Ontario. So, you know, they're just saying as long as there is actually an air gap between the outside brick and this brick, or whatever this happens to be, then it's fine to put foam board on this, glue it on, air seal it like super tight. Make sure that, you know, I'm gonna be spray foaming with this stuff. Excuse me. Spray foaming with this stuff around the corners. When I put the foam board up around, I'll get the door and window kind for around the door here. And I'm going to be taping with that plastic tape. So I think, you know, I'm going to get a nice tight seal, and that's going to make a really big difference for air blocking. And that should cover most of any problems that might arise from not having a good air seal. So I'm going to do that, spend some time making sure that it's done right. Other feedback, if you remember in the first video, I mentioned that there was wood behind here, and I thought that was the subfloor behind the valence, and I thought that was the subfloor upstairs. Obviously, I wasn't thinking right. There would be floor joists, so that it cannot be the subfloor upstairs. It's probably just a piece of wood that is screwed on or nailed on to the bottom of the subfloor on the upstairs. I am concerned. Let's see if this comes up on camera. A little bit. I'm just going to move it up a little. I am concerned about this ceiling because it broke really easily. I put my hammer through it when I was taking off the crown molding, and that's going to make a tremendous mess. So I'm more and more thinking that I will just leave this intact and put on new drywall, and not at all, like I just won't put any safe and sound in there. I would very much like to have sound insulation, so I might do the double layer of drywall, like like 2 layers of drywall on top of what's on here, with green glue in between this and the other one. So that's going to increase the cost a bit, because the green glue is about $20 a tube, and you have to use 2 tubes per drywall sheet. This is going to be about 3 sheets of drywall times 2, so there's 12 tubes at $20, plus tax. But anyway, I think that's the only sort of things that were brought up. Is there anything more that I don't know? If I remember, I'll stop the time lapse and take another spoken video. Anyway, so today valence is coming down. If I have time and I'm feeling okay, I'll start taking down the rest of this board. The thing is, I kind of want to take down the board the same day I do the foam board, because it's drafty. Like if I put my hand right on here, I can feel air from here coming down. Ooh, that's I don't know what's in there. I am not at all prepared for anything living behind these walls, so there may be some interesting footage coming up. And down here it's okay. There's not much, but definitely up here there's a draft. So I don't know. I kind of don't want to have a draft overnight. It's still going down below zero in the overnight and into the morning. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just take it down today. Run over to Home Depot tomorrow. Buy the foam board. Glue it on. But we'll see. Anyway, let's get started. All right, took a little break from the time lapse. That's some more of that chicken wire stuff that the ceiling has, so this is going to be dirty as well. So I'm going to think of another way to bring this down without creating a huge mess. I mean, one of the things I talked about last time was the how much easier it was to take the drywall down without ripping it off the walls, and this is insane how dirty this is. Let me pull off the camera, off the tripod. So, like, all this dust is just that little section there. So there's absolutely no way I'm going to be taking this apart by hammering it out. So that's kind of what it looks like. It's just chicken wire stuff here. That just feels like drywall. That's staying. I'm pretty sure that this bulkhead here, not that valence, but this bulkhead here is for the upstairs, the upstairs bathroom plumbing. The toilet is somewhere in that region upstairs. So I think what I might do is get my reciprocating saw and maybe start with the valence part. I really hope there's nothing up there. But I mean, this is just gonna make a huge mess if I do it this way.
Okay, so that's the end of the valence. Look at this mess. And I just realized that that vent is still open, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. Luckily, I remembered to close the air return vent. But, wow, you'll notice that the freezer is still here. It's because it's too heavy to move. So I'm waiting for some friends to come over and help me pick it up. So, there we go. Valence gone. A shit ton of work. A shit ton of mess. Yeah, so I might have to remove that little strip of wood that it used to sit on. That one right there, because it seems to be hanging a bit below the existing. Look, there's actually, I guess that's the drywall board or whatever, like that rock board or something, because there's, you know, lines there, like I guess factory edges. So it looks like they had that on the ceiling, and then they just plastered on top of it. And the chicken wire thing ends right there. So right where I saw it in the hole yesterday is sort of where it ended. So that's staying up there. That is just staying up there. I will not be bringing that down. I'm not going to deal with this sort of mess. This is so dusty in here. And I just don't want that in the house. So where we are right now, I'm covered in dust and wood chips and whatever. So I'm going to take all my clothes, throw them in the sink downstairs, and then I'm gonna shower. We'll do cleanup later. Actually, I might do a sweep now, just to sort of get dirt off the floor. And that's it. I will come back and show the floor, the wall boards. I think I may do the wall boards today. The fiberboard. So I'm just gonna go and take a break now. I'm gonna finish this thing off. I won't bother recording it. I'll just finish that today. Found some wiring here. Well, this I was expecting for the receptacle down there, but I don't know what this is. It's like a flat brown cable. LES Cables Industries Super 300 ohms twin. Let me bring the camera up here. I have absolutely no idea what this is. This is some pretty dirty work. I did not expect this to be as difficult as it is, to be honest, this particular piece here. Then again, I didn't expect to have fiberboard that I had to take down. So this is the cabling, flat. No idea what this is. So I will keep going and we'll see what it is. In terms of the floor joist above here, because we have some room here in the so the floor joists run well that way, and there's another one here,